What is up? All right, I think we are live everywhere. Give everyone a few seconds to jump in here, and then I'm going to break out the whiteboard today. Miro. Let's go. Share screen. All right. Okay, so while I'm sharing, I can't see any of your comments. So if you have comments as we go through this, just comment them down below and I will answer them afterwards. What I'm going to cover today, if you're on the email list and you've seen this, I'm going to cover the path to $1 million in assignment fees. Now, it is a simple process in terms of how it's executed, but it is a complex process in terms of actually executing it. So I'm going to bring up my notes here so that way I can make sure I hit all these points. So I'm going to hop over to the whiteboard here and I'm going to start going. So first thing to understand, if you want to get to $1 million plus in assignment fees, is you have to understand a leveraged marketing machine. Without a leveraged marketing machine, your business, your wholesale business, flipping, whatever it is you decide to do is dead in the water. Now, what there is there's 3 different types of marketing. There's 3 different types of marketing that you can do inside of your wholesale business to get you the lead flow that you need. We'll talk about how to plan for that lead flow, how much lead flow you actually need to get to $1 million per year in assignment fees. But understand that there's 3 different types of marketing. There is data marketing, which is pulling lists, cold calling, skip tracing, texting. All those words are synonymous with data marketing. So if you've ever heard those, that is data marketing. We're pulling a list of homeowners and we are skip tracing them, cold calling them, texting them to generate leads. That's going to be the next system here, leads. There is paid marketing, Google Ads, PPC, buying leads. That's paid marketing. Then there is hustle marketing. This is door knocking, driving for dollars, calling for sell by owners. Anything that doesn't require very much money, but requires your time is considered hustle marketing. Now, when I say we need to build a leveraged marketing machine, we need to have something that, independent of our time, produces lead flow for the business. Without a leveraged marketing machine, you cannot operate at a high level. You are dependent upon your time, and you get sick. You want off days. If you have kids or family, you want to spend time with them. You are not a machine. There is no way, even with the unlimited amount of motivation and caffeine, that you can be on every single day of the week producing the way that you need. You can do it in sprints, but you will not be able to do it every single day without fail. In a business, we want a leveraged marketing machine that produces lead flow every single day without fail. Now, the best way to do this is to leverage other people, leveraging time or human capital. There is leveraging money, which is paying for advertising, which allows us to generate lead flow. Or if we're going to go hustle marketing method, we're still leveraging other people's time to do those hustle methods of marketing. So we want, no matter what that is we want a leveraged marketing channel. We want a leveraged marketing machine. That leveraged marketing machine is going to be leveraging time. It's going to be leveraging software or leveraging money. We want some type of leverage there because everyone knows if I have a long lever, the best way to get leverage is to be on the other side of that lever moving stuff, not trying to pick up the boulder with my hands. That's what everyone else is trying to do, is trying to pick up the boulder with their hands. They're on the phones cold calling. They're the ones doing the texting. They're doing all the work to generate lead flow in the business. And this is why you get capped or get stuck. Now, when we talk about lead flow, how many leads do you actually need in order to get to $1 million a year? Well, it's simple. If we take a look at the average numbers across most wholesale businesses, we can just plug it into the calculator and figure out exactly what we need to do to get to $1 million. We look at $1 million here. That means we need 79 contracts. That means we need 218 leads per day in order to get there. And really that's a lot of leads. That's a lot of lead flow if we want to do $1 million a year. And actually, let me check this calculation. I might be off here. That's only 20 working days. This is over 55 leads a contract. I'm trying to make sure my calculations all make sense for this. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we need a lot of lead flow to get here. And this is actually going to put us on pace to do $1 million a month. So if we actually want to do $1 million for a year, let me do this. We're going to do, what's the math there? If I want to do $1 million a year, so I need $84,000 a month. Okay, there we go. That's more realistic. So I need 18 leads per day. That's going to get me, it should be submitting at least 2 offers per day, 12 per week, 7 contracts a month to get me to revenue-wise to do $1 million a month, or $1 million in a year. So that's what your target is. So if we go back to our channel here and we look at lead flow, well, we know in order to get to our $1 million a year, we need 18 leads per day. And we should be submitting at least 2 offers per working day. So it's important to have these targets because what most people do when they get in the business say, I want to make $1 million, but they don't create any targets. They don't actually know what they're shooting for. They have no idea what it takes to get to $1 million a year. It is impossible for you to get to your goal if you have no idea what it takes. And everyone sets these outcome-based goals, but what you should be setting is activity-based goals. I need to get 18 leads per day. What is it going to take me to get 18 leads per day? What are the activities that get me here? The activities that I need to do are going to be building an asset that brings me 18 leads per day, running a system or hustling to get me 18 leads per day, or paying for a system or to a company to give me 18 leads per day. That's the activity that gets me to my goal. So with this in mind, how do we get there per day? How do we get there? So it's relatively simple. We go back to the beginning and we reverse engineer it. What method of data marketing is going to give me 18 leads per day? Well, I know that a cold caller, if I do cold calling here, cold caller is going to get me 3 to 5 leads per day. So that means high level, I need 4 cold callers. If they're producing 5 leads per day times 4, it gives me roughly 20 leads per day. So that means I would need 4 callers. For texting, if I'm running a texting campaign, typically I want to be sending out, to get to this volume of 18 leads per day, let's do SMS here. I typically need to be, let's see, 1,000 records gets me 2 to 3 leads per day. So I need to be sending, I want 18. So I probably need to be sending out 8,000, probably 5 to 8,000 records per day, or messages per day. Doesn't have to be records to get me to 18 leads per day. Most likely more with the drop in response rates from texting campaigns. But you have to be sending out a lot of text messages. I would go on the safe side here, give myself some margin of error and say we need to be sending out 10,000 messages a day. That's going to help us get there. Now, paid marketing, well, how much is it going to cost me per lead to pay for paid marketing? So I need 18 leads per day and it's $100 a lead. Well, that means I'm spending $1,800 per day for the lead that I need. For some people that's feasible, for some people that's not. $1,800 per day if it's $100 per lead. And if it's less, you just do the math. Then hustle marketing, you need to identify, well, if I knock 25 doors, I get 1 lead. So math-wise, if we need 18 leads per day, that means 25 times 18. That means I need to knock 450 doors. So again, leveraging people. How many people do I need to go out and knock doors? Well, I've knocked 100 doors in a day, so I probably need 4 people, 5 people knocking doors for you. So all I'm doing here, guys, is reverse engineering the process. Nobody does this. Everyone gets into wholesale because they saw someone on TikTok or they saw some guru tell you that wholesaling is the best way to make $10,000 in a few minutes. I'm guilty of it. I've said it too. The reality, this is how it works. You reverse engineer what your goals are with the process and figure out what you need to do to get there. Now, these 18 leads per day that you're going to get, not all of them are going to convert. So what do you need in order to make this happen? Well, you need some type of system, again, another asset in your business that's going to help you convert these leads and help you submit these offers. If you don't have something like this in your business, you're going to run into a time cap. You're just going to run out of time. You won't have enough time to submit 2 offers a day. You won't have enough time to follow up with all of your leads that come in the system. It's relatively easy if you think, hey, 18 leads a day, I can probably follow up with those on a notepad and a spreadsheet, 18 leads per day. If I do that over 5 days, that means I have 90 leads that I'm working. If I do that for 3 months, so 20 working days, so 18 times 20, so it's 360 leads in a month times 3. That's over 1,000 leads that you're going to be working. Do you think you can remember the names of 1,000 people in your conversations with those people? Probably not. You need a system to keep track of this. Because I'll tell you, here's a secret. A lot of people don't know this. 70 to 80% of your deals are going to come from follow-up. This is what we're seeing in the data. So for those of you that are out there like, well, yeah, 20% are going to come right away. Yes, maybe not. I would bank on 70 to 80% of my revenue being from follow-up more than anything else. You need to have a system that allows you to follow up. You need a system that helps you be productive. And you need a system that's going to make the whole process efficient. So for us, we use Podio. We use a custom Podio system for this. We call it our operating system. It's going to help us with our follow-ups, manage our pipeline, helps us be productive because now we know each day what follow-ups we need to work, how many leads we have coming into the business. There's a dashboard built in, so I know exactly what my numbers are. So there's no confusion. Got to track your numbers. And efficiency helps me do more with less. If I wanted to hit this target here, I'd be burnt out doing it by myself, but you could probably do it if you need to submit 2 offers per day. You'd have to be grinding like 8 to 10 hours a day. Realistically, you probably have 1 or 2 people on your team. Cold callers and a lead manager or acquisition rep on your team. You can do this. This is the benefit of having a system. If you're trying to do this without a system, you probably need like 4 or 5 people just to keep track of everything. So that means less profit for you at the end of the day, higher expenses, more risk, more uncertainty. I'd rather do it where I'm leveraging a system, which is an asset in the business. Okay, so 15 minutes in, let me cover my notes here. Where else are we? So we need to build our leverage marketing machine, and then we need to delegate 80% of the work. The reason why I say you need to delegate 80% of the work, because 20% of your time should be spent just working leads. And if you're delegating this to an acquisition rep, your other 20% of your time is going to be training or working with that acquisition rep to get them better at the sales process. Because most of the stuff you don't need to be doing, you don't need to be the one cold calling. You don't need to be the one buying the leads or knocking the doors or even going through the initial qualification process with each lead. You can hire an appointment setter to do that, and your job is just to get on the phone. The appointment setter or the lead qualifier or the lead response agent, which is what we call it, they can do the follow-up for you. They can screen the leads and set appointments for you. You want to 80-20 your time here. Because if you're spent more time working on worth sellers, that means you can increase the number of offers that you're making each day because now you're efficient. You can do more marketing on the front end because now you're efficient. You have to delegate. The reason why I say that is because I, in my own business, got to a point where I was just capped out. You hit natural limits. There's only so much you can do solo. You have to start building a team. Because the team is what's going to grow the business. That's a mindset shift that I had to have, is to realize that I build the team builds the business, and I keep building the team. I get to a point where I'm no longer building the business, I'm building the people that build the team. That's when you build an actual business. A lot of people are just building a job for themselves when they get into wholesale. They're not building an actual business. We want a leverageable asset that produces cash flow that allows us to divest into other stuff, to buy real estate, to build our portfolio, to retire our parents, whatever it is that we want to do. We have to build a system that allows us to do that. A lot of people are not building a system that allows them to do that. So we want to find areas where the bottlenecks are and delegate that. Am I closing a ton of deals now and I'm stuck on dispo work? I'm doing TC work. Well, hire someone to do dispo. Hire someone to be your transaction coordinator. Take that time to get back on the phones with sellers. Find someone to do your admin work. Find someone to do your financials, to do your books. That's the 80-20 that I'm talking about. Because you should be spending most of your time right in here doing follow-ups, talking to sellers, and closing deals. That's the 20% that you want to be doing. Now, the next part that I talked about is reinvesting into business, into the team, and into systems. Now, looking across the whole business, if you've done this right and you've built a system from the beginning, there's not really more systems you have to add on. So I'm looking to reinvest back into the business, which is investing into more marketing or investing into more team members, more acquisition reps. I'm investing into training for my acquisition reps. I'm investing into building an onboarding process for my acquisition reps. So they come in and they start closing. I'm investing into lead managers to help my acquisition reps be more efficient. This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about reinvesting into the business. A lot of people look at this and say, oh, I can get a better investment buying rentals. No, you can't. No, you can't. If I invest into an acquisition rep into my business, let's say I'm doing $500,000 a year. I invest into an acquisition rep that brings me another $500,000 a year. You can't get that return from a rental portfolio. You'd have to buy a lot of doors to get there. But buying one rental portfolio is not going to give you the same cash on cash return than investing into your business can. Now, if you're smart, you take the profits that this business creates and invest into more stable assets like rental properties that grow over time, that build your wealth. But in the beginning, you want to make sure that this system is producing a huge ROI and consistently doing it, because this is the pump that is going to fill your retirement buckets or fill your investment buckets. So you want to be investing back into, if there's new systems that come out, you want to be investing into your team. You want to be investing into more marketing to scale and grow this. And over time, you start to take some of that money off the table, start to build in some assets, start building cash flow from your portfolio, because now that makes you financially secure. That's what we all want. We want the freedom. We want the freedom to choose, the freedom to work where we want, the freedom to not have to work. And building a business that's leveraged like this, that is a system, is what's going to help you get there. You can get there through a job, but it's going to take you a long time. You can get there doing wholesaling solo, but it's going to take you a long time. If you build a leveraged system, it's going to help you do it a lot faster. The people that are smart ask the question, not how can I do it, but who can do it for me? Because you can try and go and do all this stuff on your own. For most people, it's going to take you 3 to 4 years to figure it out, and another 3 to 4 years once you figure it out to build it all up. It's just the reality. Or you can ask, who can do this for me? Who can implement this for me? Who can shortcut my time? Who can give me the best return? Who can build me a leverageable system? When you start asking those types of questions, that's when you're on the path to wealth. Who, not how. Because the who's figure out the how. And that's about it for today. So I'm going to stop the screen share. If you got questions, throw them in and let me know. Okay, well, if you have no questions, I'm going to go eat. I hear lunch outside. Thanks for jumping on. The replay will be in the Facebook group. I will send it out to the email list. But think about it. Who, not how. Who can help me solve this problem? Not how can I solve the problem? Fastest path to wealth. See ya.